Hello, hello. Happy Thursday, August 28th, 2025. I forgot to turn the stinking lights on. Hang on. All right, there we are. Hello, Hans, LD Industries, BKBC, Russell. Package was still in Wisconsin. Oh my goodness. Well, thank goodness it's priority. All kidding aside. Sorry about that. Uh yeah, I guess this is the last hopefully, fingers crossed, this is the last um fountain pen news. Word. This should be the last stream from this location. Tomorrow we'll be doing podcasts from the new warehouse. The last stream ever. You know the way things are going, I'm giving up. I spent like another maybe an hour, maybe longer. It was probably longer than that. I don't know. I can check, but it's at least an hour to an hour and a half on tech support this morning, trying to figure out why I still can't. People still can't check out. I have one dedicated customer. She is working hard to try to give me money, and nothing she does works. So I've got two tickets open with the processor. They're not emailing me back. I've emailed my web host, or not my web host, but my e-commerce provider. Well, I emailed, got in with chat on them, and today was the third time. I'm like, listen, I got an idea. It's a crazy idea. Tell me if this is going to work. And an hour later, I don't know. And I think I might have. We've discovered a few things today. So my customer was able to complete an order, not due to anything I did or didn't do today. But one of the steps for you tech nerds out there is to one of the options is to utilize 3DS, 3D Secure on transactions. Have you tried that choice? What is called Slice that you have as a payment option? Slice? I don't know what Slice is. We had Stripe, but not Slice. I don't know what Slice is. Well, so I decided I'm looking at it and it says in order to enable 3D Secure, you have to send an email to Stripe. Okay. Send an email to accounts at BraintreePayments.com. Right. I use Braintree as my processor. They're a I don't want to call them subsidiary, but they're in the PayPal family. Right. I've used them before. You were only able to pay using Stripe. Russell, I'd appreciate if you chime in on this next one. Give me just a second. So, I say, oh well, I had checked, because you check the box, and you're like, well, I checked the box, thinking, oh, you want to with 3DS, it's supposed to be, to help prevent against fraudulent, because you have to type in your password right after you type in your credit card number. So, well, of course I want that, right? But I didn't see this little thing. You're supposed to contact accounts at BraintreePayments.com. So I do that. I'm like, well, maybe that's the deal, because the yesterday they told me, says, well, we see it enabled on the e-commerce side, but we don't know if it's actually enabled on the processing side. So you need to get in touch with them. Well, there's no chat. There's no phone number that works. This is a Brian rant here. Because all the phone numbers either, I mean, like I've literally, some of their phone numbers like literally hang up on you. This number is no longer being monitored. Click. So I'm like, okay, well, so I didn't do that before. That's got to be the problem. I emailed I've got 2 tickets open. Here are the ticket numbers. Here's the problem. Here's the error message. Rehash, whatever. And 30 seconds later, I get an email back that says, we are no longer monitoring this box. Please contact your customer success manager. Who's the customer success manager? Who is that? Who's that person? I don't have a customer success manager. The only person I know is the sales guy that hooked me up. So guess what? He got an email today. Because, I don't know who to contact. Like, come on. And so I sent an email to this one particular customer, and she's been a gem, really a gem. And I sent an email. I said, I've changed a couple things. We reset the connection. And when I got the email back that said, we don't monitor this box, I said, you know what? I'm unchecking this. We're 3D secure, be damned. I'm not turning it on. It's got to be it. Because it clearly indicates if you check this on, it can create friction during checkout. Like, that has to be it, right? Send her an email. Please try again. Da 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 da. She sends me an email. I'm gonna try it in just a few seconds. Good, great. She sends me an email again. It says, give me a call. So I call her. I'm like, something wasn't right. We went through. And she's like, and then she said something to me that I never thought to ask. She says, well, I'm trying to use a Discover card. Are other people trying to use Discover card? I'm like, I have no idea. She says, should I try a different credit card? I said, if you have one, she says, I've got a Visa. I said, if you don't mind trying it, try it. And she tried a Visa and snap, it went right through. So Russell, I don't know if you tried to use a Discover card or not. That sure would be interesting to know. You can shoot me an email back channel if you want. You don't have to. Yeah, I want a customer success manager. I want to know who it is. I want to know why I'm using Braintree in the first place. You tried using Visa and it didn't work. Okay, so there's that. I don't know. Okay. I don't know what to do. My next step is to maybe just MasterCard. Okay. It should have worked. My next step is to try, okay, well, the hell with that. And put, because I took Stripe off to try to eliminate, I got to eliminate something. I don't know where the problem's coming from. Because I think somebody told me I thought somebody told me they tried to use Stripe and they got the problem. Anyway. Sorry to bore you with all this nonsense. Urge to kill rising. Yeah. You don't know if the web developer, I mean, I guess I was trying to do the normal channels and see if there was some integration that wasn't working right, because those people would know. But if those people don't email me back, I might shoot them a message. I'll shoot them a message. Because I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm losing sales because it just doesn't work. Indy, afternoon. I think that's and then I was gonna say that's the end of the Brian rant. I didn't get in here up to my desk until about 20 to 2, and I've been using a little music on the starting soon screen, right? And it's fine in Twitch, but in YouTube, when I port it over to YouTube, it hits me up with copyright. So what's interesting is that the author, the composer of the music, which I paid for and I have a license to use, allows use on YouTube. But it gets flagged for copyright violation every time I upload a new repair video. It says, I'm done with this. And my daughter says, well, I use this other service and it works really well. So I find a couple pieces I like. I'm like, I'm just going to quick bang something out. Let's just do this. Because otherwise you gotta submit a request, and That doesn't work. And I mean, it's just a whole lot of wasted time. I just want to be able to stream. I don't want to rant about this crap. Um, I want to put it up. Let's, and go from there. And I didn't quite get it finished. So I decided, you know what, today, no music. That's it. No soup for you. All right. We need to go back to the good old days of check some money order the mail. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. I do have some customers that do that. I would say it's not a lot, but it's a fair amount. Okay. Enough of that nonsense. I think everybody is like my sounding board here because I have to get this off my chest because I'm just trying to sell pens. I'm trying to fix pens, sell pens. I don't need this extra nonsense. None of us do. None of us do. Okay. Let's take a look at what we got. We have a blurry bench. There we go. All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to assemble these two. These are one customers. This is another. Modern technology makes life easy while it works properly. When it doesn't, it's miserable. It is. Who's got time to spend an hour and a half on chat? Nobody does. I'm trying to order, and I placed a couple orders. You can play your own starting soon music if you need to. Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to be, You worked at a bagel shop. The credit card system went down. You pulled out the only manual credit card swipe and paper forms that go in it. Oh, wow. Yeah. The little thing where you got the little thing and you slide it over the carbons. That's like, we'll get the music thing figured out. I got it in and I can see the levels going up and down. I just couldn't hear it, so. The other employees had no idea what you put in front of them. That's hilarious. Well, you know what that reminds me of is when you see younger people receive an old $100 bill or an old 50 that doesn't have the the stripe on the side, the one where it's centered in the middle and like everything else. And they go, is this fake? They've never seen an old $100 bill before. It's nutty. It's nutty. You might have to include the license info in the stream description for YouTube. See, and I've done that. And it doesn't work. And I can go and I can submit a claim. You go there and you submit a claim, and I've got a license, and here's a license number, and yada yada yada. And it doesn't seem to work any. Shadow Spoken, hello, welcome. Thanks for following. Oh, that was really loud on my end. So there's apparently a service. I think is it called Fugata or something like that? And they handle it for you, but like literally, and so they fixed one. So I have one stream where there is, they've released the copyright claim on it, but I've got to do that for everyone every day. Like, why are we making people work when it clearly states that this composer, this artist, allows his use on YouTube? And I mean, he's going to get a notice every time I put a video out. It's ridiculous. We'll get it figured out. It's not a huge deal. I just didn't have time to monkey with it today. You had a customer paid with a $5 bill with consecutive numbers from the 1950s, brand new looking. You quickly bought them in the register. Yeah, that's the best part. That's really one of the best parts about working at a place where they have, you can get cash. I once had a customer come in, and I think they were from Norway or Sweden or somewhere over there, somewhere in Scandinavia, and they paid in all like silver certificates. Like, you betcha. I know they're not worth a fortune. They're just super cool. Oh yeah, you can't use. Is that what it's called? An addressograph. Yeah, the cars don't have the raised surface. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the only solution is multiple processors, which is in my situation was not good. Yeah, and it was like, it was funny because they're like, well, you can pay with cash, absolutely. You know, I forget how many it was. I kept them somewhere. Or you get cool coins in the register. I still collect wheats. Addressograph Bartizan was the most common credit card imprinter. Oh yeah, traveler's checks, right? Yeah, I remember very clearly uh, my first band trip that I did, and I was actually in junior high, but the high school took like some of the better junior high kids that were going to be coming up into high school the next year on their one summer trip, and we went to Mackinac Island, and I remember having to go to the bank and getting travelers checks, and you'd go in there and then you would sign them, and it was just like, do they still do those anymore? Is that even a thing? Band trips and travelers checks, yeah. It was a terrible trip. It was really an awful trip because there was nothing to do. I had like almost no money. I had enough money to buy some like fudge for my parents, and maybe my sister, and buy a soda, and that was it. And then we were marching on Mackinac Island, and of course, Mackinac Island has very few cars and a whole lot of horses. And when you're marching in the street, we were given strict instructions that we were under no circumstances to deviate from our line. Meaning, there are horses, there is horse poop in the road, and it took about, I don't know, 16 measures before everybody's like, screw this, we're not stepping in that pile. None of us did. I mean, you got one pair of shoes for the whole week. I'm not getting them smelly. Oh, Amex no longer issues traveler's checks, but they will cash them. Wow. All right, this one's going to need a little bit of shellac on here to keep this. It's super loose. Let's try it first and then make sure the nib is good. Um, then we'll go from there. You went to Florida, SeaWorld. Do you think you bought keychains because stuff was so expensive? Yeah, I mean, it was, Mackinac Island, there's not much to buy. I think I bought a shirt for myself, which was the worst shirt ever. It was just awful. I really hope there are no pictures of this thing ever. Um, and chocolate, and that's kind of what I got. And then the rest of the time I spent in my room listening to music. Van Halen, I think, because that was really big back then. So after I get done with these, we're gonna look for a barrel for this guy. I might have some options, and then I've got a new pen in that just came in the mail today for repairs. So we'll see. And ask someone to count back the change from, say, a $20 bill. The young ones have no clue how to count back change. Oh my God. Yeah. Parker 51 screen friend should go out tomorrow. Okay, great. I gave you the new address, right? I think, yeah, I think I did. Yeah, that's nice. That'll work. There were a battle between the young and the old. All the older people would have to do is write in cursive, and we would win. Yeah. I once had, to the counting change back. I hate to say this, I once had an employee, older person, who required, insisted that I have an app on the iPad that we had in the store to help him count the register change. So it's not strictly a young person. I looked at him and all, like, seriously, you need an app to count the change in the register? You know, writes fine, but it doesn't fill. I think I'm gonna put a bigger sack in there. It just doesn't fill. I mean, it fills, but my father was a mechanical engineer. He wrote everything in block print, but had the most beautiful Christmas signature. Yeah, nice. You had cashier take 10 minutes to figure out how to make change for $50 bill a couple of weeks ago. They had to wait for the manager to get help. Oh my God, 12 people were waiting by the time. I hate that. I hate that. Um, Surefire way to make somebody confused is like when, say, you got a bill for, what's the situation, like you give like $20.05 or something so that you get a quarter back or a nickel back or something like that. Like, well, why are you giving me more than, it's, if it's like 1720, what is it, like 1777, and you give them $20.05 change, and then there's $20.03 change, so you get a quarter back. All right, we're gonna, I don't know why that I went with that sack size. It's just not. It's not. Yeah, and I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do it. Um, they will first open a Dollar Tree store. They would actually weigh the coins instead of counting how much change they had. Uh, wow, that's nutty. Total was $37. In some sense, they kept thinking I needed a $20 bill back. Well, you know. What are they going to do when? I mean, it's going to be years, but what are they going to do when there's no pennies left in circulation? Although I think they're going to be in circulation a long time. Yeah, those 51s might be my first package at the new address. We'll see if any of my orders today make it there beforehand, though. I decided I'm going to try. I called up Schaefer today, or my Schaefer rep, Ken Rowe, um, and I chatted with them a little bit about the new legacy. Because I decided I want to get a couple in. And I know, Hans, you said you had tried one out. Yeah, and pretty much anybody who's tried them, as long as you're okay with the nib size being fine and the pen being in black, and it's really more of a broad, from what my understanding is. Let's see if that does a better job. I don't think that breather tube needs to be super long, so. Probably in an hour, I can try that once that. Shellac should be dry in an hour. But I thought I would try the new Legacy. And so I got ordered a couple of them. They're not a ton left. And the next shipment apparently coming in is like in October. But then there might be some fine nibs apparently. Maybe some new colors coming out. Yeah, that's fine. I love when I hear the speaker, would you like to round up for whatever cause? I say no, but you can round down. That never works. You hope it's successful. It's so rare to see anyone making anything other than a standard Yovo or Bach nib. Yeah, and I think that's it. And I think the naysayers need to be reminded that this is not another Yovo stick. It's something completely different. Do they even teach math in school anymore? Yeah. Common sense math day or something, you know? You don't think they teach making change or balancing a checkbook anymore? That's just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I mean, I guess you can't blame the kids if the system's not teaching them how to do it. Almost makes you feel bad for making your kids do math in their heads. Yeah. I mean, I don't balance my checkbook either. I mean, you know, I used to do it religiously. If you had a Waterman checkbook pen, yeah. Well, you need to get one of those. Stop talking about it and do it. Just do it. Just think of how balanced your checkbook could be. Or out of balance, maybe. You don't need to balance a checkbook nowadays. Just look online at your account, yeah. Remember the 7th grade teacher teaching you how to write out a check? Others in the class saying, why do we need to do it? We'll never use it. Wow. I never feel free to send you one. All right, today's challenge, should we choose to accept it, is to find something other than a brown imperial barrel. There's an empty, mostly destroyed set. It's got all these little dimples in it from nibs being poked in there. You ever read a manual check in 25 years? I used to write. I used to write one or two every year, and it was for my annual tax bill. You learned it by accident. Asked about the funny ruler in the drawer. Okay, well that might work, but it's got an engraving on the barrel. Oh, Analog Man, yeah. Oh man, are you serious? It's got a name engraved on the barrel. There is no way this client's going to want that. It's a fit. Floyd Landers, which is different than Floyd Landis of cycling infamy. City of Augusta, Maine charges you a fee if you pay them using a credit card. Yeah, I can't stand that. Convenience fee. Well, what do you mean convenience fee? It's convenient for you to get your money right away. Oh, that's not going to work. This is incredibly ugly. I bet you this one fits. Because, you know, that's how it would work. Yeah, that fits. Well, no, it doesn't fit. Well, maybe it does. All right, let's go back to this bag. You're very envious of this bit of desk pens. I'm only envious in that, like, this one. This one is. I'm saving this one for the right desk. Oh, this is yeah, this is a vac filler though. Actually, they got some suction on there. Do I just use plain talc? Yeah, 100% pure talc. This is another one I'm waiting to find the right base for. It's not really my cup of tea for nib. You probably have the one you actually need and have 83 desk pens looking for the right one and have failed thus far. Well, I mean, you know, I'm happy to chat. Oh, this might be a possibility. This might be a possibility. Oh, oh, there we go. That'll work. With the current payment issues, do you have the capability of taking someone's credit card number and process from your end? Yeah, I can still do things like that. I mean, and I don't want to overshoot it. It's like a very small percentage of people are having an issue. Um, very small percentage. But you know, it's a problem. Yeah. Now the question is what? uh, you may have a really nice error correct base for the gold pen. It's a long term project. What do I charge him for that? That's the real question. That is the real question. His trumpet is all mucked up too. That's another issue. I mean, this dude really needs like. I guess once this is sealed on here, it won't come undone. But 30 to 40 for the barrel, 10 to 15 for the tube, 15 to 20 for the taper, and 5 for the screw. So 40, 55, 60, 70, 80 bucks. Yeah. I was thinking 75 was probably a good number. Just for funsies. Let's see if I've got a different trumpet. This is black, but I want to see. Oh, that doesn't have. Doesn't have threads on it. Could be an issue with the form of payment used on the customer's end, like the bank. My bank blocks credit card charges if you place an order from out of U.S. No, I don't think that's the issue here. Because those I actually see, they get denied by the processor. This doesn't like make it to the processor. It doesn't get that far. Sadly. I guess my next step is to disable Braintree and put Stripe on as the only option. I just can't. I hate mixing things up like that. Will any Schaefer legacies end up on your website soon? Yeah. So I just mentioned that just a couple minutes ago. I did order some of the new Schaefer. If you're talking about the brand new ones, the ones that just came out, I did order some of them today. Depending on how fast they ship, I did verify this morning. I called and spoke with the Schaefer distributor, and they are in stock. So they're gonna make it to the website as soon as, and I think I've got images ready. So I mean, as soon as I can get it up, as soon as they ship them in, we'll get them up. If you've got an interest in one, shoot me an email at hello@cardinalpens.com, and I will I'll put you on the list to be notified immediately when they come in. All right, so what do I got here? What is this? Oh, this is Floyd Landis. We don't need Floyd Landis. Okay. Finally sent me an email about the nurse pens. Okay, I did see something come through that said nurse pens on it, so I was wondering, like, well, what is that all about? I don't remember what that was, but I'll take a look at it. Real question is, before I bother to go down this road, is let's see if this thing opens up. Yeah, I can see the head on this one. So let's see. I'll put that over on this. 185 Reese, thanks for following. Welcome. All right. We're gonna come back to this guy here. I just wasn't happy with I don't know why I didn't even bother to. I just assumed a 16, but 16 just wasn't good. If that's not the case, then we got to look at that breather tube, because it wasn't. I mean, it writes fine. It just wasn't filling up. Wasn't filling up very well. I mean, it filled, but very unsatisfying. Okay, we got a new pen in the mail today. Whole lot of bubble wrap. More bubble wrap. You use a bit of shellac when you set the nib section in the barrel. On this touchdown, is that what you're talking about? If that's what you're talking about, I use thread sealant. Much to the chagrin of Hans. I'm inspiring you. You think you're working on some pens now too? This is fun. Ooh, okay. Okay. So I know whose pen is whose. I need another tray. Oh, hang tight. I keep getting up. I'm sorry about that. But I need a tray to work on these three. Pretty soon, all this stuff will be in the same room. I may still have to get up, but. Boy, that looks nasty. Holy moly. So. This is a nasty mess here. no idea how that's going to come open. Yeah, it's the blind cap's not moving like really at all. I'm not a big fan of when. You know what I'm going to do? I am just going to. We're going to start there. I'm not going to do anything else until we can get that one open because. These two were together. You got snorkel number one here. It has a gooey sack. Oh man, yeah, that touchdown there was nasty yesterday. Well, this guy's stuck. Well, that was unexpected. At least this part came off. Oh my goodness. All right. That thing's a mess. Oh, 51s are going to open. We got that much going for us. Maybe. Nice chuck tool. Yeah, this is the the vac extractor. It's really good. I really like it. It works for 90% of all the vacs you'll ever come across. You sometimes have to retrofit a button filler with a brass button filler. Well, it depends. I mean, right? Because, you know, dual folds and such have a... Usually the button's not the problem. There's very little for a button to go wrong with the button. It just kind of sits there. It's everything else that goes wrong. Ew. All right. In the bin you go. No. I'm hoping there's a breather tube in there somewhere, because there's not one there. Oh, there it is. Dr. Anderson to the operating room. Yeah. So put my ring back on. And sometimes it hurts when you got a ring and you're trying to grip something. It's annoying. This is a disaster. I'm not sure what's good on here and what's not. Well, we'll just start cleaning it apart. Maybe we'll get it. It's not moving. The spring is frozen in place. I really wonder, sometimes you see a pen like this. I mean, like, was it at the bottom of the ocean? For 10 years? Why is something this bad? This pellet cup looks just awful. I don't know that there's any saving it, but let's see what we can do. Practically need a fume hood with that one. Yeah, it's. I've got enough of a pellet cup here to, whoops, ouch. Got enough of a pellet cup here to work with, but there's still some old sack remnants stuck in there. I think somebody glued that in there. All right, next, we got to get it open. Mm. This is one of the nastiest filling units I've seen in a long time. Mm. Must be one of those days you're still removing bits of the sack from snorkel number one. Yeah. I'm half tempted to say that this thing just needs to be replaced completely. I mean, it's pretty bad. When you get chunks of aluminum out there, and you can see this is a little ragged, but the cup is deep, so we could probably fit something in there. It'll probably work. But I can't get this to move yet. Yeah, parts are finite. I don't have a ton of these. My attempts to make these thus far have been unsuccessful. You've seen hand machine replacements that were beautiful, but the cost as much as the thousand. Yeah, and that's the cost as much as the tire pen. That's yeah, that's just it, right? If I can get this to move, we can. I think it could be usable because this part that's worn away here is not critical to the operation. I mean, if it's just in one spot, it's not critical. It just holds the diaphragm in place. And we can't be putting $50 filling units in a pen. I mean, that's ridiculous. Or more. Oh, where is? I don't think it's fitting in here. Well, we're gonna. See if that does anything. We have any pen that we can repair today? Man, I hate lots like this. I don't need a challenge that bad. Some pens are better as spare parts. Yeah, they sure are. Oh. As a hobby, you tinker with old sewing machines. There is one out there with a lot of stored badges that will work, but the nylon gears for the zigzag are too old and cracked. It sounds like. I mean, every once in a while, it's fun to take on a project. You know, at any cost. Not always. None of the surviving machines will zigzag. You prefer to mess with the all metal, like the Singer clones or the Singer 15? I have no idea what you're talking about, but it sounds kind of along the same lines as all this, right? Oops. Let's see. Getting nowhere fast on these repairs. All right, well, that's clear. This Aerometrica might go back together. I haven't even tried to take the snorkel apart yet. Good luck with the snorkel. Snorkel number 2 here just cut me. They have it up for us. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get this one open. That's the thing, you know. I always shudder when I get these that you can't get the barrel off. It moves like a little bit, and you know the spring is stuck. Remove the nib first to allow the opening into the barrel, then soak the entire thing in naphtha. Yeah, it looks like the nib unit will twist off. We'll get to that in a second. So I get this breather tube here cleaned up a little better. Shoot. Ah. Well, you know, it will still work. It's just a little, it's so corroded. A tiny little bit just snapped off the end. Thankfully, it's the end that is not the critical part. So we can still keep it. These pens are just. As we're in here, let's get this. Oh, this is lovely. That's not even. that's the point holder gasket. The little gasket. It's not the correct part. Which is probably why this is such a disaster, because they're just, I mean, that's not big enough to even, everything in its uncle could get past that. I always also try to, yeah, I was wondering if I should try that. Hey, there's another one. What is going on here? The deluxe O-ring assortment. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, the first one didn't work, but we had another one on there, sure to be. Oh, it's best to never see that again. Oh. Well, that didn't clean that up as well as others have cleaned up. Oh, son of a. This whole group of pens is just. Breather tube snapped off. In the feed. Too small. So while what we have is usable, I can't put it back in. All right, this will work. Not having a good day with repairs. That is right. Well, that one might be the right one. These are clients' pens. They just sent them in today. They sent the worst of the worst. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think this Aerometric will go back together today. Could always be worse. You worked on a 51 not long ago that someone previously had drilled the feed so they could use a cut down WD-40 tube as a breather tube. Oh my God. That could be a fun week of stream. Everyone sends in the worst pen they can find and see who is the winner. I don't know. I got some serious contenders myself. The trick is you got to be able to get it open, right? If you can't get it open, then it's it can't possibly be the worst. It's too big. Trick is finding which one of these drill bits is going to fit. Of course, I need something in between. You've been trying to convince Dale to expand the offerings of the Vacuumatic wrench set by including one to fit the 61 series for easier shell removal. He said he would if there's enough interest. Yeah. He needs one for both sizes of Aerometric. Barrels. That would be very useful. That one might work. We're really, really lucky. Well, let's see if that works. Hey, Fuzzy. How you doing? Really super tight. Holy cow. Okay. All right. Oh, that's gonna sit and soak for a while, isn't it? Working on 251s, an Aero, a vac, and a snorkel, and none of them are straightforward. Snorkel won't come apart. Vacuumatic filling, vacuumatic unit on the 51 is frozen. We're probably just gonna end up replacing it. It's really a disaster. It's a shame because I think this thing could come apart. Well, let me rephrase it. I think this thing could probably work if we could get it to move. I'm running a little low. Got a Parker Rollerball in the 90s, camouflage, Parker Elite, you know. Let's see if I got another one. Really down to my last couple here, and of course I took all my parts over to the other place. I wonder. I got nothing to lose here. Holy moly. So just for fun, I thought I would try to see if I could get this open. It's been in the ultrasonic for I don't know how long. Unbelievable. I don't know what that adhesive was. You can see it right there. This Schaefer, Glenn, yeah, the Schaefer here is mine. These three are client pens that just came in today. I gotta find the cap for that guy. I can't believe that came apart. The water was getting a little warm, so I wanted to take these out. I've got well, the good news is this LK is starting to come open too. The green one's still a mess, but Because that's a cool Schaefer. I'm going to let that LK soak a little bit more. But it has opened up a little bit. So now that I can get it, now that it's open, a little bit of a gap there now. We can get some water in there and it will probably, it's going to come. This green one hasn't, I haven't gotten anywhere with yet, but wow. Because this is cool, because this has got the white feed to it. Which I'm curious if maybe that might clean up real nice in the Dr. G's. It's like super glue or a giant amount of clear shellac. I mean, I don't even remember how long ago we started we started soaking that thing. There's the cap for it. Irony is after all that, the sack looks good. Watch it be a crappy writer now too. It may have been a month ago. Yeah, it's. I suppose if I wanted to, I could go back and look at the videos, but I don't really want to. It seems like a whole lot of unnecessary torture. I've only got 3 slots in my little jig here. And so when I have 3 pens that don't open, then it's, that's my capacity for all sorts of things. Maybe I got to get that Deco band out and put that in the water for the next month. Yeah, I got little to use and try. I think I just need to have either a second ultrasonic or I need to make a bigger jig that I can put more than 3 pens on, because I've got way more than 3 pens that just do not want to open. The Deco bands either shrink or swell and nothing in between. Yeah, either way is a headache, right? Amen, brother. It makes you wonder what construction technique manufacturers are using today is going to be a headache in 50 years' time. If somebody even wants to restore any modern pens. "50 years from now." Hey, at least I got something to work on today that's not completely going to H. You think the vast majority of modern pens would become repair nightmares with all the adhesives used? Yeah, yeah. Or the sheer lack of parts. Some I don't think will be too bad. There's a lot of modern pens that every piece threads apart. Just try to keep I think all these are trying to keep those captive converter types running. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I have been working on this pen a year. A year, I think. I remember trying this at the old store. And it wouldn't open and it wouldn't open. And I just said, you know what? Back to the bin for you. I was moving. I'm going to throw this in here just to give you guys a look at this. Hans, you'll love this. So let's throw this in the Dr. G's here and see if maybe that might. See if that might clean up a little nice. When I was moving the other day, I had a box of like some shrink wrap or something. I forget. I don't know what it was. It was some plastic wrap. I think it might have been shrink wrap. And the top of the box was off, and so I was grabbing it from the inside of the box to pull it up, and it had these industrial staples, and I jammed them twice into my thumb, so I've lost a little bit of skin there, and oh man, does that hurt. Did I have an oversized red vein balance with reverse trim that I replated? I don't think so. That doesn't sound like something I had. Wish I did. Did I clean that? Well, yeah, my water's getting a little warm there, but that's okay. I've got would have been Chicago 2015. Oh. Well, that looks pretty disgusting. Something's coming off of that. But I've got the glass in the ultrasonic so that I can keep the naphtha in there. Which is a Mike Kennedy trick. So that's an extra. I gotta clean those caps. Well, we'll keep soaking this. If I can get this filling unit out, then I'll dip that in upside down. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that. I mean, I got nothing to lose on that filling unit. I'm just gonna put that snorkel right in there. Maybe try the snorkel once before the end of stream. It won't move. I just tried to move it. It's stuck. So I'm gonna put it upside down in this cesspool of the blind cap turns, but it turns in like a chunk once. And the barrel, like, it moves like 1.5 millimeters, 2 millimeters max. But maybe this will work. Yeah, I'm sure it's caught on the spring. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Those damn springs. All right. I don't know if that's going to get any cleaner, but well. Yeah, the spring's already shot. Let it so completely submerge the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, I guess so, right? There's nothing in there that's going to go wrong. We'll see how this pans out, and we'll go from there. I think I'm almost at a. Where's the cap for that guy? Oh, there it is. Oh, this one's got the 9312 Italic on it. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Boss is checking in, making sure I'm not slacking off. Not really, but um, I could knock this out, but there was someone on Reddit, Penswap, wanted to sell a bunch of Estabrook parts and nibs. Told him to contact me. Thank you. Let's see. I'm just going to hit this with the brush, and then I think I'm done for the day. Well, it almost seems like this is porous. The only one I was going to sell, which one? This black one? That's the only one I was going to sell. Yeah, yeah. That's my. This one's mine. Although maybe I keep it. I don't know. The non-white dot though, with the lifetime nib. Oh, the 9312. Yeah. No, I don't think so. If I was going to sell it, I'd sell it to you. That's pretty cool though. That white feed. That is pretty cool. All right, we're gonna let that sit for tonight. Parts are gonna sit in the ultrasonic. Water's kind of hot, so I'm gonna let that cool off before I turn that on again. My cat hates it anyway. We got caps to clean. This one actually fills just fine. So we can test it tomorrow. and see what's going on. What a mess. What a mess. All right. Well, so that is going to be it for today. I'm going to cut it early. I don't know if I'm moving stuff tonight or not. We shall see. But we're getting there. We're getting close. Have a great night, Hans. Thank you. Tomorrow we bring another load over. Glenn, take care. Thank you. And Sunday. So tomorrow we'll do the podcast from the new space. That should be interesting. Shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's not going to be. You're not going to notice any. Probably no difference. Yeah. Thanks, Friedrich. Enjoy your day too. Yeah. Still not in the new apartment. Yeah, we're not in the new space yet. So tomorrow we'll do the podcast. From there, just so we can get familiar with it, find out where the best spot is, and in the place. There's literally no furniture in this place yet. So there's one chair right now. So, but we'll do that tomorrow. Everything should be moved in. Well, not everything, but most everything to be operational, moved in by Sunday. Monday, we'll do some cleaning up. And then Tuesday, Monday, I probably will stream, I would think. I don't know. We'll see. It's a holiday. You'll just get a new space. Lisa want to subdivide it for a tiny retail space up front. Yeah. It's a small space. Yeah. Have a good evening, Alan. I mean, it's big enough for what we need, but it is not huge. I'll be standing up the broadcast. No, we've got room for the bench. Actually, we've got a very nice area set aside for pen repair. And I will have everything in very close proximity. I won't have to go hunting for it. So looking forward to that, but it'll take some time to develop. So next week, Monday or Tuesday, we'll have another stream and we'll be set up over there. Tuesday for sure. I will be there for sure. I have to be because we're tearing everything down this week. Saturday after like at 10:30 when the mail picks up, shipping computer goes, and all the product goes over. So I can call the new space the Cardinals cage. There we go. I like that. I actually have a couple of little Cardinal things that I'm going to hang up. We talked about decorating. At first I was against the idea, but then I thought, you know what, I'm signing a lease, so I'm gonna put up a couple things. So I have a painting my grandfather made. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I have a painting my grandfather made. It has a male and a female cardinal on it. So I have that, and then I have a little welcome sign that my father made that has a cardinal, and then it has a little welcome on it. So it's kind of nice to have. I'll have my dad and my grandpa in this space, so it'll be real nice. So anyway. Thanks for joining. Will Mr. Holland make an appearance? I don't know. We'll see. So, I have a lot of wall hangings, and I just don't. Yeah, we'll see. The two Cardinal things for sure are going up somewhere. So, anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a great evening, a great morning, great afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Be kind, be well, and we'll catch you tomorrow for the podcast. And we'll see you next week for Repair Some Pens. Take care, everyone. Bye now.